But how you gonna ask the Most High about what he want to do? That's what he do. It's already lined up like that, and it was already put in motion because hey, the prophecy was written that we was gonna go into captivity under them, and guess what? They next. That's why they trying to escape so fucking bad. They ain't trying to go out of space because they really want to go explore no planets. They trying to escape this judgment. Now it says, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power. So he don't raise Esau up so high that these motherfuckers can go fly up into space and set up satellites and shit. But he gonna bring all that down though, just so he can show who really in charge. Now it says, and that my name might be declared throughout the whole earth, or throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Because, going back to this article, let me go to it. I'm going to try to make this video a little short. Try to, hey, if it extend. These Amalekites that descend from Esau, because Esau is the, the father or the great-great-grandfather, so to speak. They know who's who. The ones that know, they know who's who. But they hide under a false narrative just so they can stay in power. And let that pride get to them and their hearts been hardened, because they can easily be like, you know what? We know we descend from Esau. We know we the Edomites. We know we the Amalekites. We know we come from Teman, the house of Teman. Let us give the heritage back, the land back, the gold and all the other stuff back to the rightful owners. They not gonna do that. So the Most High gotta wipe their ass out till they get down to their last little remnant of people that go into captivity. So that name can be glorified. So these prophecies can be they actually come to pass. Let me let this video play some more.
Who could have seen this coming? You'd need a magic 8-ball, a Ouija board, 2 sorcerers, and a moon ring to see that coming.
No, you don't even need that. All you gotta do, go to that good book that's sitting in your room, on your dresser, or on your dashboard in your car, or in your closet or whatever, or in your dresser drawer. Wipe that dust off and go look right in there, because it's telling you what's gonna happen.
Can the ring tell you what kind of mood the country's workers are in right now? Is it jolly? Is it jolly? Kellogg's, Nabisco, John Deere, parts of Hollywood, and more. Hospitals in California are bracing for strikes as workers protest staff shortages. As weary healthcare workers enter the 19th month of the pandemic, thousands are walking off the job and onto the picket line, demanding more staffing. Even NBC News says many low-wage workers have had enough. They're demanding increased wages, meal and rest breaks, better benefits, and shorter shifts. They want meal breaks? Why don't they just get their nutrients the way my hard-working grandpappy did? A tube up the butt. That's the manly way.
Man, he's so wild,
maybe
man.
a tube down the throat and something else up the... It doesn't matter. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Point is, meal breaks are for losers, wimps, and some mafia kingpins. That's it. Or maybe... just maybe, American workers have been crushed long enough. Maybe these strikes are a sign of a grave illness in...
Hey, Eve gonna get real humble too, man, so that's definitely gonna be happening. And not even just Eve, man. What does scripture say? Let's go to this. This shit funny as hell, man. Let me go to this real quick. Quick search it real quick, because I don't want to try to keep typing that in. They got these case sensitive words and all that on there. Something I typed in, it came up the wrong way. That wasn't exactly what I was looking for exactly. Let me see, I might be typing it in wrong. So like, give me 1 minute, let me find this. I gotta get this while it's on my mind, because I know it's by heart in my mind. The actual preset number. I don't know that by heart. Okay, here we go, right here, Book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 6. It says, actually now see whether a man doth travail with a child. Even though Esau putting this little scientific stuff out now, they're trying to make it so man can have kids and all that, but that's a whole other topic. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. That shit gonna get so bad. Man, how you see like how they got her like this? Man gonna be sitting around like this. So what more of them? Eve gonna be flocking. They gonna be trying to line up and bring their little homegirls and all type of stuff, because they gonna be trying to slide up on them. Somebody got that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like the scripture say, knowledge and wisdom should be disability of thy times. That money stuff, it's cool. You know, it's like the scripture say, money is a defense if you're using it in that manner. But once Esau collapsed the dollar, what's gonna really give you some stability?
In the system, a sign that the workers aren't willing to put up with being treated like fucking property anymore. And behind every strike, we can all feel the potential for a much larger revolution, because every strike helps define the two sides, the workers versus the capitalist owners.
And see, the elites, they helping orchestrate this stuff too, but at the same time, they're not really terrified about those strikes. What's more terrifying is them knowing that there's certain men that know these prophecies coming to pass. Anytime you have a kingdom set up, and then the prophets start coming out talking about the kingdom finna go this way, and it ain't going in their favor, that's what they be more terrified about. They're not worrying about this shit. They orchestrating this shit.
A strike, even if it doesn't achieve everything it set out for, reminds everyone who are the exploited and who are the exploiters. And the exploiters, the ruling elite, have a lot of tools at their disposal. They own the courts, the police, the mainstream media, and they have the ability to hire desperate people, lovingly called scabs, to try and break the strike.
They left one out. That money.
John Deere, whose workers were on strike this week, have tried to use scabs, but on the first day of doing so, here was the scene outside the factory. Oh!
No, I ain't gonna let the rest of this play. You can check this out for yourself. I'm trying to get to the end of this video. This is another one I seen. Pause this. It's on my election day.
For coming on, great to have you in the program as always. These are worrying findings for many across the world, US, UK, here in Russia as well. What do you think the main driver is behind this rampant inflation?
Well, look, printing money has real consequences. You know, Jerome Powell is the Alec Baldwin of central bankers. He thought he was shooting blanks all these years, but that's real base money bullets. And now people are getting hurt by it. When you print trillions and trillions of dollars, it ends up increasing prices. The effects of the money printing were mitigated by two primary causes. One, America was outsourcing its factories and labor to China. That's no longer the case so much anymore. And secondarily, the money was being purchased by the central bank in the form of quantitative easing and the buyback of securities and debt from Wall Street, and that's no longer working either. So now the money printing is just going directly into the CPI. It's going directly into price increases. And once the inflation genie is out of the bottle, there's no way to put it back in. Expectations are running high. So this is the beginning of a secular inflationary move.
So what does that mean for people on the ground? I mean, we heard there about the increase in prices for quite specific commodities, certain food items, cars, etc., a particular thing here in Russia. What else do people have to worry about with these figures coming through?
The purchasing power of this fiat money is going to decrease, so everything will cost more. If you're using fiat money, this is an experiment that goes back to 1971 when the world went on a fiat money standard. And now for 40...
And who would help orchestrate that? Let's go back to it again. This family right here. Let's see if you don't do your homework, do your research, and you just listen to the fuckery. You wouldn't really know that. You gotta do your homework, you gotta read, you gotta research. All this information, when the information is. Like the book of Daniel say, many should run to and fro, and knowledge should be increased. And in what? In these times that we're in right now. Let me go to it. Book of Daniel, chapter 12. Started. Let me go over a little bit. I'm just read on down, because this how bad stuff gonna get. And I've been hearing different stories. I can saying they've been having more accounts with angels. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. They be around now, but you're really gonna need them to manifest, because so much stuff will be happening. And it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, who will stand for the children of thy people. There should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. So, hey, you better pray and hope that you're written in that book. That'll be one of your prayers right there. For when all this stuff go on, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. And another thing, to that firmament thing is not talking about no glass dome over no earth. That's stupid. If there's a glass dome over the earth, how in the fuck do asteroids and meteorites and all that stuff, well, not just asteroids, I just say meteors and meteorites, how do they get through if it's a glass dome over there? But anyway, it says, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Now you go down some more. Let me see. In verse 10 it says, many shall be purified and made white and tried. So when you're going through all your adversity and all this other stuff, especially if you're trying to walk this walk, when you're going through all your adversity and all that stuff, and you're seeing like everybody trying your life, trying you, all this stuff coming at your way, that's the Most High trying you to see if you're really about that. Just like if you got a team or you got a business, you got to try somebody out to see if they're really going to be on your business. You got to try somebody out to see if they're really going to perform on your team. So what more than Most High? You say you love them, you say you love God, you love the Lord, you love His Son. He's going to try you out. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to see how much you love me. Let me see what you're going to do. And I said, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from that time, that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that make of desolation set up. It shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,330 days. But go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the day. So whatever we was doing before, you're doing it now. So no new thing under the sun. Reincarnation is real. It's in the scriptures if you know what to look at. Let me go back to this.
40 years we've been living in this experiment, and now in 2021 the experiment is blowing up on our faces. Purchasing power for fiat money is going down. That means that prices for stuff are going to go up. The only way to stop it is to raise interest rates. Now, in Russia, they're actually raising interest rates. They're doing the right thing. But in the United States and Great Britain, they're not raising interest rates. As a matter of fact, they believe that the way to fight this would be to lower rates and to make more money available. So they're actually throwing gasoline onto the fire. If they were to raise rates even 1/4 percentage points, it would throw the entire leveraged economy of the UK and Britain into complete paralyzation, because those two economies in particular are leveraged incredibly by all that borrowed money that's based on this years of cheap interest rates. So they've really put themselves in an untenable position.
Well, I said, let's go to this precept, man. Precept on precept, line upon line. Let's go to this real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 8, it says, he that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. So even though these Edomites set this shit up like this, they're gonna fall into their own shit. It says, and whoso breaketh a hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Ain't no way around it, man. So even though Esau think they being slick and thinking they trying to outslick the Most High, they falling really right into the trap. Let me see, let me go to this. Book of Job, chapter 20. In verse 23 it says, when he is about to spill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. And that's talking about this little pandemic and all this other stuff they got schemed up. Them pushing out the Quran, that mark. Them pushing that out. And then this third woe, because they got their hands in all this stuff. And it says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain upon him while he's eating. Because they're going to be thinking, oh yeah, we got it now. We're going to set it up. They're going to be in their little bunkers and their little space hotels watching like, oh yeah. The next thing you know, oh, hell going to break loose. Let's see, let me go to this real quick. Go down some more. Book of Job, chapter 20 and verse. Verse 24 says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yet a glittering sword. Ain't talking about no little, what's the name? That community sword with glitter on it and all that. I ain't gonna say the actual word. But they ain't talking about no sword and no glitter on it. It's talking about the nukes. It said, glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors on upon him. Let me see. And verse 26, it says, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places, the fire not blown shall consume him. And that's talking about them nukes. It said, it should go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, the earth shall rise up against him. And you see that going on right now. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. And basically, the wicked, and ain't just talking about the one individual man. It's talking about the wicked. Who descended from the wicked? Esau? These Edomites. It says the triumph of the wicked short-lived. And they ain't really been in power like we look at it from the spiritual aspect. Like it says in the book of Peter. A day with the Lord is 1,000 years for man. They ain't really been in power that long. So they triumph. Been real short, for real, for real. Let me see what else I want to go into. Because I'm about to be at like the 50-minute mark on this video, so I'm going to have to break this video down. Let me go to this real quick.
Buried in
Shoppers in the US nervously eyeing the calendar amid the fast-approaching holiday season. It's been caused by a major disruption to the national supply chain over the past fortnight. Dozens of ships at US ports are idling in the water still, waiting to be unloaded. We know, of course, the pandemic's...
And this how I look in the store, and the stores be slick because they try to space shit out and make it look like it's more in there. That shit ain't really like that.
wreaked havoc to the global supply chain, but the US does seem to be weathering this storm worse than most. A shortage of port operators, truck drivers, has led to major traffic jams at docks, empty shelves, as you can see here in the stores. The government claims the ports have been overwhelmed.
You see, when this happened, like I mentioned in numerous videos, it's so much stuff I could go into, man. So much stuff, man. Book of Lamentations, chapter 2. Let me see, go down to verse 20. Book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 20. It said, Behold, O Lord, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall a woman eat their fruit, and their children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? And it's actually going to happen. It happened before. It ain't going to happen again. Let's see, this is another one that I want to get to. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 5. Verse 10, it said, Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee I will scatter into all the winds. So you gotta think about this, man. These stores really hit rock bottom like that, and they ain't really got no goods and no food going around. Most average people, they gotta eat like every 3 hours, maybe every 4 hours. Person ain't been fasting, practicing eating once a day, maybe twice a day, if you ain't as disciplined. Shit like that happen, they gonna bug out, and that Walking Dead show actually gonna come to life, and you gonna see it. Or when they putting that, you know what in people, ain't no telling what the fuck really in that shit. That it might stir some shit up to really have you like that, ready to eat up something. But it's in the scriptures though, man. Judgment against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is people before a place. So it's talking about the people. It's not talking about the actual land. It's talking about the people that come from that place. So hey man, I ain't gonna run on too much more. There's more different stuff I can talk about, but I know this is a long video, so I'm gonna have to chop this up. I want to Society is edifying. Hey, get your houses in order. Share information with your family. They listen, They don't, oh well, don't whine and moan and bitch about it. It is what it is. Because like the scriptures say, only a remnant don't really grasp this and understand this and really be trying to stay in a good sight of Yahweh Shem Shah. So call all Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom to the left.